Hi, my name is Josh Ochs, and special thanks to HootSuite University that's given me the opportunity to share with you my tactical tips that you can begin using today, right now, on social media. Now, this is called Social Media Bootcamp. Let's jump right into it. A lot of companies ask, Josh, how do I get inside the conversation happening, or what do I write on social media? Well, here's the answer. First of all, you want to get inside the conversation happening in your customer's head, and here's how we do this. First of all, I want you to ask these questions about your customer, whoever's buying your product, whoever you're trying to get in touch with. First of all, what does my customer love? Second, what does my customer hate? Next, what do they fear? What annoys them? Who is their worst enemy? Who is their best friend? What is a positive force or belief, a negative force or belief that they hold? Now, you're probably looking at me saying, Josh, that's a lot of questions. It is, and there's no secret magic to this. The secret sauce is a little bit of hard work. If you were to have 2 or 3 answers to each one of these questions, you would begin to be creating messaging that you can then immediately use in social media. Now, one bonus point here for you, one question that's next. Who is their hero? That's actually part of the 8. Next, what social networks are they on? And that is the bonus question. That's where you take all of this messaging. What do they love, hate, fear, annoy, worst enemy, best friend, positive force, negative force? Who's their hero? Answer 1 or 2 bullets below each one of those so that you are getting to know your customer. Then you ask them, what social networks are they on? And you begin to send this messaging to those social networks. Very important, little hardworking. You put 1 hour of effort into this and you will be successful. Next, why should I get people to comment and like my posts, Josh? Well, let me show you how, and let me show you why. How to activate the friends of your followers, and that is really the key in this slide. First of all, let's pretend like you are the brand right here. Perhaps you're McDonald's and you have 4 followers. Well, we know in social media that great messaging gets everything started. So 1, McDonald's has to concentrate on that messaging. More than anything else, great messaging. 2, fans need to comment and like the McDonald's messaging, each post that they have. They need to make sure that they're liking, commenting, and all kinds of, or retweeting it below. And the reason we do that is because then the friends of the McDonald's fans of this brand will then see the engagement and they're activated to start following your brand or visit your website. And that's how we get viral activity. Not only is it a call to action to visit your website, but it's also a call to action to say, comment below with your answer. Comment below with the fill in the blank. Like this post if this has happened, and so on and so on. So very important to activate the friends of your followers so that your brand grows on social media. Next, key takeaway number 1. Great messaging is the key to making social media more effective for business. Not technology, not fancy buzzwords. Great messaging. Next steps, let's plan our Facebook messaging. So here's a couple Facebook steps for success on messaging. First of all, I want you to try this. I know it's a lot of work, but I want you to craft each message in a separate document. Before you put it anywhere, before you're going to send it out, craft it in a separate document. Next, here's what this is going to do. It's going to reduce errors. Your voice is going to be more on point. And here's a formula you can use each time you're crafting a message for Facebook. First of all, it's image plus question plus call to action plus link. That means starting with an image that's on your hard drive. And then you're adding a question, asking your fans about it. What do you think of this? Or when is a time in your life when you've done this? And then you have a call to action at the end typically. And sometimes you're going to have a link, perhaps a trackable link with Google Analytics embedded. Here's how we set ours up. Now this may not be the right fit for you or your company, but this works for us. And I want you to know about best practices so you can begin to use this for yourself if you ever need to do this. It's got the day of the week, the time of the day. We know when our followers want to hear from us because we know when they're most active. You can decide this for yourself. TW stands for Twitter. We want to send out 8 tweets a day and 1 Facebook post a day. Then we craft our messaging very, very carefully. Notice how the messaging is separate. We're not linking Facebook and Twitter together. Then we have a space for a link. We're putting in a bit.ly or a hootly or an owly in there as well. And then it auto-calculates the character count because remember, we're dealing with a very small piece of real estate here. And next, we know if it's scheduled and our team has looked it over. And this is the key to success here. Have other people look over your messaging before you send it out. It's going to make sure that another set of eyeballs that's an outsider can see that. All right. Josh, how often do I post? Well, here's a couple ideas for you. First of all, media companies post an average of 7 times per day, which we would say is a bit big. what I would recommend to you is to behave a little bit more like a brand, which is an average of 1 time per day on Facebook. Twitter's a very different story, but on Facebook, how often do I post? We would recommend you behave like a brand and post 1 time per day. Now, the reason for this is because of the Facebook algorithm. Facebook uses an algorithm to calculate how your post should display in the followers' feed. And they do this, it exists because if users saw all of your posts for all of their friends, they might be overwhelmed or bored, and they would tune out, which would be a disaster for Facebook because they need eyeballs to earn revenue. They want to be sticky. Next, here's a couple ways that you can get noticed by more fans, a couple tips. First of all, a message is more likely to show up in a follower's feed if people they know have been interacting with it recently. And this is why we said, remind people to like, comment, retweet, repost, share, and so on. Anything they can do to share your post, Facebook's algorithm is watching. Studies have shown links are favored over status updates, and photos and videos trump links. So keep posting those photos, and videos as well, but photos are my favorite. Raise your visibility by getting people to comment. Great messaging will do this inherently. That's that call to action. Okay, couple steps for success for you here. First of all, post 5 to 10 times per week on Facebook. I recommend no more if you can than twice a day. If you have to post twice a day, and I recommend once a day, but if you have to post, space them out by 6 hours if you can. Wait, let that algorithm see. I posted, a bunch of comments happened, and then I'm posting again. Any more than 2 times a day is way too much. Monitor comments on all content, and that means check back 30 minutes after the post. Just see what questions people have. Here's a tip. Encourage your fans to instantly like and comment on your post, and when they engage with your post, it'll trigger the algorithm to push it faster into the stream, and it'll become viral that much quicker. Next, add and update your photo albums often. You see, pictures have a long-lasting impact. And long after your campaign is over, your followers will click on your photos and rifle through them. And it's important for them to get to understand your brand through these photos. And what are they going to do when they really like a photo? The next thing they do is look at the messaging below, and it will have a call to action with a link back to your site and so on. So photos are extremely important. Next, how to deploy your tweets. We use HootSuite.com to schedule 2 to 7 tweets per day. And what this is going to do is it allows your team to collaborate and have remote access to your messages, which is very important to me. As a business owner, I've got a lot of stuff going on. So I want to have remote access. I want my team to help. You can schedule your tweets ahead of time. No need to be in front of your computer as often, which is really important. You can use that deployment schedule that I showed you earlier to plan out your messaging several days ahead of time. And next, you can access your feed from any computer. This is where it gets important. Don't rely on just one access point for your social media footprint. And that's because laptops and computers are bound to go down. HootSuite is a backed up solution for us. We can log in quickly if something, heaven forbid, were to go wrong. Here's one of my most favorite social media tactical tips I'd like you to try using. First of all, let's always remember that our followers are lazy. So let's make it super easy for our followers to click on all of our links. And this is something you can begin using right now. I want you to start removing the www on any outbound links that might be going to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or any other companies. And instead, I want you to include http://. And here's why. Probably thinking, Josh, this is extremely nerdy. Well, it is, but it makes a big difference. Watch. If we had www.twitter.com/Hootsuite and we use this in LinkedIn, or perhaps in a network that isn't as smart as Facebook or Twitter, here's what would happen. It actually wouldn't be underlined. But if you begin to use http:// instead of the www, all of a sudden you'll notice here it's underlined. And it becomes something that's rollable. It's a hyperlink. You can click on it and move on to the next area. And that's very important. In the bottom of your email, in LinkedIn, in Twitter, in Facebook, we want to create one signature line, one call to action that then we can include in every piece of our messaging. All right, another tip in the footer of your messaging, make sure don't just include @Hootsuite. If you know that you want people to click on something and you're in another network and you want to cross-pollinate over, make sure you include follow us on Twitter at http://twitter.com/Hootsuite. That way they actually have a clickable way to go straight to what you wanted them to see. Remember, people are super busy. They have a lot going on, and this little tiny tip will raise your conversion rate, which is extremely important to get followers. Here's a couple tips on what not to do on Twitter. First of all, don't pre-program tweets any more than once every 15 minutes. Don't fly by the seat of your pants too much. Plan your messaging out unless you're retweeting, and in that case, I want you to keep it light, bright, and polite if you're retweeting. Make sure you carefully think through it. Is this going to be good for my image? Next, don't use more than 100 characters. Keep it short. Save room for retweets. Think with success downstream. Next, don't respond to negative comments. Keep it light, bright, and polite in all that you do. And light, bright, and polite means short, shareable, and polite means be proud of that if it ends up on a billboard for thousands of people to see the next day. Don't be unclear. Engage people by telling a story about a product, a service, or a topic. And let me give you an example. Here's an unclear message that perhaps Charlie Sheen would send out. OMG, this is adorable, plus a link. Very short. And you're wondering, well, should I click on it? Could it be spam? Do I trust? I don't know. Well, here's a clear message example. The rest of us businesses and hardworking people, we need to behave more like this and less like celebrities. Here's in 92 characters or less. This fits all of my formula. I just found this adorable clip of a baby laughing. Did this brighten your day? ? And then I put the word video in all caps, and I show that that's a category. People in this tweet know that they're about to click on a video, and then there's a link. And if you clicked on that video, you would see a baby giggling and laughing. So you know what you're going to click on. People click on it, they go to it, they begin to trust you on social media a little bit more because I was very clear. I had a question plus a call to action, a category, and a trackable link. So that's just an example of how you can be more clear. Thanks so much for watching this video. To learn more about HootSuite University, go to learn.hootsuite.com. My name is Josh Ochs. I want to give a big shout out to HootSuite, which is a really great tool that my whole company runs on. You can learn more about my company at MediaLeaders.tv. Join the mailing list to learn more. I look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.